Now, moving on, let's go ahead and talk about Batman. Specifically, I want to talk about the Batman because that is rolling out into theaters on Friday. Actually, technically today. There's some IMAX showings going on today as I'm recording this. So I'm really looking forward to watching the movie and seeing what they have and seeing what they've put out. And, I don't typically, I've started doing it because I've been starting the show, but typically I watch just the first trailer and then that's it. Because I don't want to try and spoil too much of something for myself. But at the same time, I feel like I need to be informed. So I've been watching all the trailers right now, and they still look great. I can't find anything that I don't like about the trailer part. Of course, that's where they're selling you the movie, right? So it's hard to tell exactly what is and is not what you want to see. But the early reviews look really good, and I'm really pumped about that. And I want to go ahead and read a little bit from this article here from comicbook.com. That being called the Batman early Rotten Tomatoes score points to massive hit with critics. We're reading from the article here now. This by Brandon Davis. The Batman is shaping up to be one of the highest rated comic book movies of all time, earning high praise from critic review scores early. The review aggregate site Rotten Tomatoes is accumulating reviews from approved critics who have seen DC's newest film. Through 16 reviews, The Batman posted a score of 94%. That's fresh, folks. As the tally reached 127, The Batman maintained a 91% review score. Still very, very good. This score may change as more reviews are posted, as The Batman will likely receive hundreds of reviews before its score is permanently settled. If social media reactions are any indication, it won't see any sort of sharp drop. Excuse me. So, a couple takeaways here. One, you can't always go by the critics' review score on Rotten Tomatoes. Usually, most people are going to go by the audience score. There's tons of movies out there that are beloved that have really awful critic review scores, yet great audience review scores. I mean, that's who the films are for, right? They're for the audience. They're not for the critics necessarily. But still, it's usually a good indicator whenever there are that many critics that are in agreement about how good a movie is. So I'm pumped to see about it. I'd love to hear your comments and hear what you think the movie's going to be like, or if you've seen the movie already by the time I've posted this, if you saw it in IMAX, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. No spoilers, please, no spoilers in the comments down below. I'm going to try to get to see it as soon as possible. I'm excited about it, but again, I want to know what you think about the movie, either pre-release or post-release. Let me know down below or on Twitter at Grant L. Fletcher. Before I move on to the next part of the conversation here, though, I'm going to let you know I'm throwing in the trivia question now. So, again, if you comment below with the correct answer, I'm going to select one of you to receive an It's Trivial button in the mail. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to upgrade these buttons to enamel pins. And then also I'll send out a signed copy of my book, It's Trivial 1000 Trivia Questions. And the question this week is, what was the name of the person who took over for Bruce Wayne as Batman when Bruce Wayne had his back broken in the pages of Nightfall? I don't need the name of I don't need I will say the hero moniker. I don't need his alter ego. I need his name, his civilian name. That's what I need. Moving on to the next part of the show here. Actually, we're still going to stay on Batman, as a matter of fact, because with this movie coming out, I was curious about, who your Batman is, right? It's a conversation that a lot of people have pretty often. And, you typically see it as people just kind of throw in who they say, and you see who you see what names you don't see. But I wanted to throw it up as a poll on Twitter. So that's what I went ahead and did. I wanted to see it. And nothing really too surprising here. I want to let you know there's only 4 names you can put, or only 4 options you can put in a poll on Twitter. So the criteria I used to select the Batmans. Anyway, the criteria I used to select them is you had to have played Batman in at least 2 movies. So Adam West was not in it, but I also counted direct-to-video movies as well. So I'll show you the options here. Not incredibly surprising with who we have here. Even really the spread, who came in first, second, third, etc. Of course, Michael Keaton at the top here. He got 39.4% of the vote. We got 33 votes here. Not a ton, but still out of about 1,000 people that follow me on Twitter. That's how many decided to vote on this or saw this and decided to vote on it. Second place here was 33.3% Christian Bale. Also not surprising. He had the most recent, 3-movie run as the lead with Batman. Kevin Conroy. And here's full disclosure, guys. Kevin Conroy's my Batman, right? Kevin Conroy has played Batman for a very long time. There's no way that you could leave Kevin Conroy out of the conversation. You just can't do it. And then Ben Affleck, 6.1%. Pretty low, but I did expect people to vote for him. I didn't expect him to get 0. And, he looked good in the part, right? I think Ben Affleck did pretty well with the role that he was given, right? There's a lot of flaws with that take on Batman that I think really didn't make sense. I mean, there's a lot of things here, and I'll be the first person to kind of be soft on a movie because I don't, for me, I mean, if I had a good time watching a movie, then that was fine. I don't try to pick things apart or whatever, but there's a lot of things that just kind of didn't make sense within Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. They kind of threw the character, basically Batman had this character arc and he had this character development, and then they just threw all of that character development out of the window at the very end of the movie. He kind of got back to it a little bit, once they got into the Justice League, at least the Snyder Cut. They got back to it, and then they kind of also threw it out the window again with the whole nightmare scenario theme thing too. So I guess maybe not really. Anyway, what I'm saying here is not really surprising, but I'd like to know who your Batman is. Comment below who your Batman is because I want to know. Let's keep the... If you're like me, you're a huge fan of trivia, and that's why I wrote It's Trivial, 1,000 Trivia Questions. Whether you're just a big fan of useless facts or you're starting your own trivia night and you need a resource, It's Trivial, 1,000 Trivia Questions is exactly what you are looking for, with 10 great categories from music, movies, superheroes, video games. It's all in there. There is something for everybody. It comes in paperback and hardcover. You can get it on Amazon.com or order it from your local bookstore. That's It's Trivial, 1,000 Trivia Questions. And if you pick up a copy, be sure to hit me up on Twitter @Grant L. Fletcher.